How we doing? Trigger Trauma, and could check in with you guys. Did not check in yesterday. It's not that yesterday was particularly a bad day, but the evening before that, my wife tells me that I basically coughed so much that I, in her terms, I think she said I kicked the back of her legs black and blue. Now, I checked those legs. There were no bruises. I would have felt absolutely beyond horrible if I would have bruised my wife. But she was just, she was exhausted when we got up yesterday morning. And she was like, you just coughed and coughed and coughed and coughed and coughed. So, she said, you're going to the emergency room. I feel like you're getting way worse. So, and that was an experience. And I'm going to tell you why that was an experience. So, I've been very plain about the fact that I've been taking ivermectin. And thankfully so, I believe. I'm sorry if these camera angles are all weird and all this stuff. I use this tripod to film these videos, and the daggum thing just broke when I came out here to make a video. So I'm gonna have to either figure out if I can fix it or what I'm gonna do about that. So, anyways, so I go down to the emergency room yesterday, and I get down there, and the ladies, like, hey, you have to sign your name here and all this stuff. And so I do all that stuff. I'm standing there with one of the disposable masks on, and she's like, have you been exposed to anybody who has COVID-19? I said, oh, well, I have COVID-19. She said, what? I said, yeah, I have COVID-19. I was diagnosed with it on 27th. She was like, well, I need you to just step over there in that room, which is the, what do they call it? The chapel. And then she looks at my wife and says, hey, ma'am, you're going to have to step outside. And I was like, well, she's been diagnosed with it too. Like, we both had it together. Like, she can't wait with me in that room. And she's like, no, she has to go outside and you have to go in the chapel. Oh, okay. So, go in there. Well, like, yeah. They came in, they did my vitals in the chapel there. They did everything in that room. I never even walked into the emergency room. And they kept saying that it was for everybody's safety that they didn't have the person with COVID-19 in the hospital. And so finally I just asked the doc. I was like, Doc, how many people in this hospital got COVID-19? He says, right now? Yeah, you. Me? He said, yeah. He said, we ship them out. We don't keep them here. We ship them out, and they ship them to other hospitals to have them take care of. I said, so I'm the only person in this entire hospital right now that's got COVID-19? Yep, you're the only one. Holy moly, like, there's all these people who are talking about hospitals are overrun and inundated with COVID-19 victims and all this other stuff. And the hospital right down the road from my house here, when I was in there, I was the only COVID-19 patient. And, it was, I don't know, it was something because, I'm basically put into a chapel, which is a very small room, and vitals and everything done in there. And then the doc's like, well, what you need? And I said, I'm doing some coughing. I said, I'd like something to help break this up. I said, you think you could give me something, antibiotics, something? He's like, antibiotics ain't gonna help. He's like, but I'll get you something for the coughing part of it. So he did, and he gave me Tessalon Pearls and Robitussin. That was about it. And so, but you gotta be kidding me. I'm at the hospital. I'm the only person with COVID. Okay, so whatever. But anyways, so yesterday was not a terrible day. But I did yesterday when I woke up, I said, since my wife was like, we're going to the hospital. And she really gave me no options here. And I do not fight nor argue with my wife. And so I just got up and got a shower and got my stuff on, and we went down there. Well, I figured, well, since we're going to the hospital, I didn't take anything as far as like ibuprofen or acetaminophen or anything like that to cut any fever. I said, I'll go down there and they'll see what my temperature looks like. So they went, they took my temperature. They didn't seem all that, impressed by what it was. So we got done with that and came home, and I just went and lay down and took a nap. And woke up a couple hours later. Yeah, just, had a few sips of water and fell back asleep. And did that a couple of times. And then come to realize, I woke up at one point, I want to say it was like 9 o'clock last night, and I realized, man, I have not taken anything as far as something for fever, and really haven't drank anything or eaten anything the whole day. And I should probably work on squaring that away a little bit. And so I did, and man, it was right back to, as soon as I took the acetaminophen and the ibuprofen together, it was just, the floodgates were open, sweating like crazy again for the next 45 minutes. Once that was done, felt better. And then basically ended up sitting around for a little while, messing around on the internet. And, just doing what I could do. But I do feel, I really honestly do feel like I'm on the back side of this thing. I feel like, other than the consolidation in the chest, the cough, the cruddy cough everybody complains about, I feel like other than that, like I'm pretty good, to be honest with you. Every once in a while, and I mean every once in a while, if I lay down on the couch or something for a while, and then I go and I stand up, I get just a little bit dizzy for a minute or two. I may have to stop for a minute and let everything come back into focus, if you want to call it that, and then I'll be good. But yeah, I go, oh, but the other thing I was going to tell you about, good thing I've been taking ivermectin and all that, is so I'm talking to the doctor yesterday, and he's like, well, what are you taking for this? And I said, well, and I went through and I talked about a few things. I said, I've taken ivermectin. And then he was like, is it farm grade? Why, yes. Yes, it is farm grade. Look, Junior, it is a good product, all right? And it's probably the one thing that kept me from seeing you sooner. But, I don't know. Some of these guys, they kill me. In my opinion, I've done some remote medicine classes and some extended field care classes. And we had to do scenarios where you were like in a foreign country and you had a diplomat who was injured, and you had to care for the diplomat while keeping them concealed, while moving them through the city to evac them out a particular route, okay? And in those scenarios, there are certain things that you had to do, and certain medications that you had to acquire, okay? And let me tell you that there's a lot of stuff out there that can be used, that just because it has a bunny on the box doesn't mean that it's just only going to work for a bunny, okay? So, man, these guys, they just kill me because they're like pompous asses, to be honest with you. And like, I'm not going to do anything to hurt myself. And actually last night, you know, this is probably a bad part of me, just be spiteful, I doubled my dose. Screw that guy. So, whatever. Anyways, but that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, I mean, I actually feel pretty good. And I think I think I figured out kind of where I'm at on the power curve, and I'm gonna be off work on Thursday, and then I already have leave that was put in for Sunday, so I think I'm gonna give it a shot to go back to work next Wednesday, which gives me a whole nother week. Gives me a week and a day to finish some, you know, gaining a little bit of strength back, and you know, making sure I have some things in order where they need to be in order to be able to sustain a 24-hour period of potentially being up running calls. Because again, I don't want to be that guy who goes to work and then is unable to do his job. But yeah, no video yesterday because we went on to the hospital and then came home, and I just wanted to take a nap, and then I got in that cycle of sleep. And you know, every once in a while when I get sick, you know, the body's response to getting sick is to get a fever, in the hopes that the fever will actually help kill the virus, right? That's why we get a fever, okay? Is we get a fever in the hopes that the host becomes unacceptable to the virus, okay? And so every once in a while when I would get sick, I would just take a period of time where I just wouldn't medicate for a fever to try to let my body have a go at the virus, okay? And as long as my fever wasn't continually going up, as long as it kind of got to a point, and we're talking like low grade, like 101, you know, if we're sitting at around 100, 101, and we're not slowly creeping up, then I would feel comfortable just rolling through that for a while and going with that and not medicating that, and see how we end up there. But yeah, so that's kind of where we ended up. So that's why there's no video yesterday, but that's why there's a video today. So, and again, I broke my tripod for making videos, so I have to go figure out what we're gonna do about this thing. So, oh, shit. Anyways, I'm Trigger Trauma. I hope you guys have a great day. See you, bye.